I'm pretty old school, as most of you all know me, and I believe if you are led to say something, that you need to say it. And that's just the way I was raised, and that's what I intend to do today. And I'm going to talk about two things real fast. That there are severe misconceptions in the state of West Virginia about today. And I find it ironic that today the board members received their new copies of the West Virginia Code. This is the West Virginia law book that governs public education. We all got a shiny new copy today. And we'll use this more in a minute, I promise you. There is a real misconception amongst the voters and the general public in the state of West Virginia of what that book actually is and who the actual author of that book is. Ladies and gentlemen, I assure you the author of that book is not the West Virginia Board of Education nor the West Virginia Department of Education. This is a book of school law created by legislators past, present, and hopefully in the future, right across the way. Every law in this book was passed by a legislature, a bicameral legislature. Not this board, not the department. And if I get anything out today, and if I have to keep going through this presentation every month, I will. To the point of ad nauseum, I will do that because I don't think the public understands. And I was hesitant about making these remarks this morning, but last night before I went to bed, I read an editorial, a column in the Charleston Gazette by a lady from Randolph County that was talking about the potential closure of their schools in that county. Heart-wrenching, breaks your heart, terrible situation. And the closure was happening because of under-enrolled buildings in that particular district. And they were seeking solutions. They were looking for answers. And in a normal progression, they come to this board when it comes time for closures and consolidation. But yet we as a board are very limited in the relief that we can provide for them. So where does that relief need to and have to come from? Right across the way. There's 134 members of the legislature. They have the oversight. They have the ability to change the school aid formula to recognize these rurally challenged, geographically challenged areas that we speak of. They have that ability. I and this board and this department do not. So I'm going to stop right there for now with respect to this code book. I'll come back to it momentarily. The second thing, over the past decade, I have witnessed a fundamental change in the legislative process, all in the name of school choice. How many times have you heard, every time you turn on a news channel, they talk in a positive light about school choice? School choice, school choice, school choice. And I want to qualify up front. I am not against school choice. I think school choice is a wonderful thing. I have family members, for full disclosure, and I have mentioned this, that have taken advantage of the Hope Scholarship to make that school choice. That's my family's decision. I honor it. I'll stand by it. But what has been the orchestrator of this school choice in West Virginia? I'm going to go back to 2014, and I'm going to focus my comments on this past decade, basically. The American Legislative Council, ALEC. They are the ones that proposed the school choice model and playbook for West Virginia and other states throughout the land. And they make no bones about what they're trying to accomplish. And again, I'm not just beating on ALEC. ALEC does a lot of wonderful things in the business community that I support wholeheartedly. But on public education, I think they played a little heavy-handed, and they've got some unintended consequences from their actions. They make it perfectly clear, and you got to remember, this is a business community that's come together to create this playbook. And they feel like the only way that they can accomplish what they want to do is to decimate public education. And how do you do that? You do it financially. If you bankrupt the school system, change can occur. That's why you see this staggering decline in enrollment in West Virginia. In the past decade, we have lost over 35,000 students in public education, all in the name of school choice. And again, I understand the choice part. And the legislature has made a lot of changes to this book to incorporate the school choice model. They've made no changes to the funding cycle. They've made no changes to Chapter 18A, which causes a public school system to have to operate like a business, but operate like a business without the ability to effectively manage your workforce. No changes made there. So you see where I'm going with this. The financial instability of the system continues to grow and continues to grow and gets worse and worse. And I knew I was on the right track this morning. I woke up at 4 a.m., got a cup of coffee, clicked on Metro News, and I saw an article from the superintendent in Barber County who talked about he is facing school consolidation for the same reasoning being he has under-enrolled buildings. He can't meet his economies of scale, financial reasons, all because that's the way the school law of West Virginia has been designed to operate. No changes have been made. Nothing has been done to accommodate this hemorrhage in education loss. So this has been systematic. We've got a Hope Scholarship. And again, being perfectly honest and for full disclosure, I have family members who have children that utilize the Hope Scholarship. It's a good thing, but it has no guardrails. The cost has grown exponentially, out of control, and members of the legislature have privately told me that, hey, this has gotten too big too fast and we can't control it. But they have no remedy. What else has Hope done? What Hope has done, it's taken our best and brightest and gave them other opportunities to go somewhere and seek other forms of education. And again, that's fair. But what has it left us in the public system? It's left us those children that are socially, economically, developmental. They have those disabilities. They have those challenges. It's left us the toughest to try to educate. And we'll take that challenge head on, but it's hard. And it's very expensive to provide the services for those children. You can see where I'm going with this. It's a hand that has been dealt to public education that I do not think is fair. And I'm sick and tired of legislators going, and when the community reaches out to you on Facebook, and you say, you know what, I'll go over there and take this issue on. I'm against consolidation. Well, your actions don't prove that. Your actions prove everything but that. It's not fair to do people that way. This is their livelihoods you're dealing with. Don't get on there and make idle comments on social media. If you come in front of this board, we're getting ready to take a snapshot of the second month enrollment. We're going to do that on Friday. We'll have the results in 3 weeks to see how many more children we have hemorrhaged from our enrollment numbers. And I think the number will be quite large. And then closures will start in respective counties, and they'll come before this board. And what is our charge here? To basically make sure that the county that's trying to stay solvent, that's doing the best they can, adhere to the policies and procedures in this book with regards to the closure process. That's all. Not to reign and have dominion over them and tell them they're wrong. We are to adhere and make sure they follow the process in this book of laws that they created, not me. I don't think the public understands how the game is played and how the hand has been dealt. But I hope today they learn. And I'm going to close with this. I believe a picture is worth 1,000 words. I don't want you to take my opinion on anything with regards to school choice. School choice, there's nothing wrong with it. But the choices have to be fair and equitable. Let's look at what is required of public education. This book here, the Code of West Virginia, all laws created by the legislature. This here is what we call the Green Book. Every year, there's about 200 to 250 bills introduced at the legislature. The ones that passed and become law are the Green Book. This is the template given to every county of what to expect and what to work from with the new laws. So here's the last 5 years' Green Books. In 2019, the West Virginia legislature passed the Omnibus Education Bill promoting charter public schools. Fine. That's another school choice option. I wonder how many laws apply to public charter schools. Ladies and gentlemen, all the laws that govern public charter schools can be found on 1.5 pages of this 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. That's it. Now, public charter schools answer to her in the department, but guess what? They don't have to answer to this. They don't hire with this. They don't run their buildings like this, their physical plants like this. All they have to do is satisfy a page and a half of rules and regulations. Don't take, I want you all to fact check me too. Don't take my opinion for nothing. Let's deal with the facts, and then you go over there and ask them why. And I'll take the heat across the street. I used to be one of them. The public deserves the truth. Let's put the truth where it's at. Now let's go to the homeschool model. Homeschool. And mind you now, homeschool gets public dollars through this Hope Scholarship. All the requirements of homeschool can be placed on this index card. That's it. No oversight, no regulation, no nothing. They tried to pass a bill this year to make you didn't have to have a high school diploma to teach homeschool, but luckily that failed. You do have to have a high school diploma, I still think. And now look, I'm not trying to pick a fight, but I am sick and tired of legislators going and piling on this board, piling on this department, telling us how wrong we are, and that we shouldn't close these schools. You all made the law, not I. This is what you made for public charters. This is what you made for homeschool. Ladies and gentlemen, you tell me, are the options fair and equitable? Which one is designed to fail and which one is not? Now, legislature, I don't expect to get Christmas cards from any of you, and that's fine. If you all want to seek a solution, I'll be a willing partner. This board will be a willing partner. This department will be a willing partner. But I'm going to tell you now, if you're not willing to get into the school aid formula and Chapter 18A, don't waste my time and don't waste your time. Because that's the only two places that you can get in this book and find fixes that are substantive and that will last and that will save all three options. The choice is yours. And if I have to go through this presentation at every meeting to prove my point, I am prepared to do so. I'm not running for office. There's 117 of them will sign up in January to run again. And they're going to tell you what all they're going to do for you and your community. Make them show you. Now, is public education perfect? No, it's not. Do we make a lot of mistakes? Yes, we do. We have the best option. Ours is free. We try every day to make it more competitive. But you got to level the playing field. This assault on public education by ALEC and the people that follow ALEC has got to stop. Go look at Project 2025. That's their latest initiative. Don't take my word for nothing. You fact check everything I said today. And if I've told you any falsehood, I'll apologize to you, but I don't think I have. I have given you the facts. The choice is up to you whether you accept the facts and want to do something about it or not. And I thank you for your time.